Cristiano Ronaldo stands alone at the very top of football's wealth ladder as the sport's first ever billionaire.
You became a billionaire last week.
I'm a billionaire so many years ago.
Estimates of his fortune range from around negative $16.2 billion to about negative $16.4 billion, making him comfortably the richest footballer who has ever lived.
I have opportunity to be and work in the zone that I feel comfortable.
His income comes from a remarkable mix of sources. His current contract with the Saudi club Al Nassr is the most lucrative in football history, reportedly paying him a tax-free fortune every year, and it is said to include a stake in the club itself.
I'm so proud to make this big decision in my life, in football.
On top of that sit a lifetime sponsorship with Nike, reported to be worth around $1 billion. Deals with brands like Armani and Tag Heuer, and his own County Route 7 empire of fragrances, clothing, hotels, and gyms.
You have to manage and to find the balance.
After more than 2 decades at the very top, earning record wages at Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, and now Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo has turned footballing genius into a fortune no player had ever reached before. Lionel Messi sits just behind his great rival as the second richest footballer in the world, with a fortune estimated at around negative $16 billion. Some sources place him a little below that figure, and others a little above, but by any measure, he belongs in football's most exclusive financial company. Messi built his wealth across a glittering career at Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and now Inter Miami in the United States. His move to America brought an unusual and highly profitable arrangement, reportedly including a share of revenue from television subscriptions and shirt sales linked to his presence in the league. Away from the pitch, he benefits from a lifetime deal with Adidas, partnerships with major global brands, his own hotel chain, a sports drink, and a growing collection of business interests. The 2022 World Cup, the one trophy that had escaped him, only boosted his commercial value further in the final chapter of his career. David Beckham proves that a footballer's biggest fortune can be built long after the playing days end. Now retired and knighted as Sir David in late 2025, his personal wealth is estimated at around $700 million, though reports of his combined wealth with his wife Victoria push that figure far higher. In fact, the 2026 Sunday Times Rich List valued the couple's joint fortune at more than negative £16 billion, crowning him Britain's first billionaire sportsman. The single biggest engine of his wealth is his ownership stake in the American club Inter Miami, which soared in value after Lionel Messi joined and the team lifted a major trophy. Beyond that, Beckham earns from a lifetime deal with Adidas, the sale of his branding business, his production company, and an enormous portfolio of endorsements. He turned the global fame he built at Manchester United and Real Madrid into a lasting business empire. Neymar holds 4th place on football's rich list, with a fortune estimated at around $450 million. The Brazilian forward returned to his boyhood club Santos in early 2025. And while that deal is modest by his standards, his wealth was built during some of the most lucrative years any footballer has ever enjoyed. He commanded enormous wages at Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain and became the most expensive player in history when Paris paid a record fee to sign him. He then earned a reported fortune during a spell in Saudi Arabia. Off the pitch, Neymar has long been one of the most marketable names in the sport, with a major sponsorship deal with Puma, his own sports company, and a vast property portfolio. Despite a recent career slowed by injuries, his combination of past earnings and global fame keeps him firmly among the richest names in world football. Kylian Mbappé is the youngest player on this list, and by far the richest active footballer under the age of 30. The French superstar's fortune is estimated at around $250 million, an astonishing sum for a man still in his 20s. He joined Real Madrid in 2024 on a free transfer, signing a long and highly rewarding contract, complete with a large signing bonus and a generous share of his own image rights. His earnings off the pitch are equally impressive, with sponsorship deals tied to brands like Nike, Dior, and Hublot, whose appeal stretches well beyond football fans. He has also moved into ownership, taking a majority stake in a French club through his own company. Given his age, his global popularity, and his earning power, Mbappé is widely expected to climb this list in the years ahead, perhaps even challenging for the very top one day. Dave Whelan is the surprising name on this list, a former player whose great wealth came almost entirely from business rather than football. Now in his late 80s, Whelan enjoyed only a modest playing career as a fullback, most notably with Blackburn Rovers, before a serious injury in the 1960 FA Cup final brought it to an early close. What followed was extraordinary. He built a sports retail empire, founding the chain known as JJB Sports, and eventually sold his stake for a reported £190 million. He also bought his local club, Wigan Athletic, guiding them all the way into the Premier League and to a famous cup triumph in 2013. His fortune, estimated at around $210 million, places him among the wealthiest footballers in the world, even though almost none of it came from kicking a ball. His story is a reminder that football fame can open doors far beyond the pitch. Karim Benzema, one of the finest strikers of his generation, holds a fortune estimated at around $200 million. The French forward spent many glittering years at Real Madrid, where he won every major prize and was finally crowned the best player in the world in 2022. The following year, he made a hugely lucrative move to the Saudi club Al Ittihad on a contract reported to be worth around $100 million a year, which dramatically boosted his wealth. Benzema's income is not limited to his salary. He has long held a sponsorship deal with Adidas, owns a stake in a German electronics company, and has invested in club ownership, holding a large share of a French team. After a career spent largely in the shadow of bigger names, Benzema's patient consistency turned him into one of the wealthiest and most decorated forwards in the modern game. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, as famous for his towering confidence as his talent, has a fortune estimated at around $190 million. The Swedish forward enjoyed one of the most well-traveled careers in football history, starring for a string of giant clubs, including Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester United, and AC Milan, before retiring in 2023. At his peak, he was briefly the highest-paid player in the world, and those elite wages formed the foundation of his wealth. Off the pitch, Zlatan has been a shrewd businessman. He launched his own sportswear brand, took a significant ownership stake in a Swedish club, invested in a major financial firm, and now holds a senior advisory role at AC Milan. Known throughout his career for his larger-than-life personality, Zlatan built a fortune to match, ensuring his influence on the game continues long after his playing days ended. Wayne Rooney, long regarded as one of England's greatest talents, has a fortune estimated at around $170 million. He remains Manchester United's all-time leading scorer, and for many years he held the same record for the England national team. At the height of his career, he earned wages reported to reach £300,000 a week, among the highest in the world at the time. Those salaries, combined with sponsorship deals with brands like Nike and Coca-Cola, built the foundation of his wealth. Since hanging up his boots, Rooney has earned further income through management and television work, becoming a familiar face as a pundit. He also owns an extensive property portfolio. While he stepped away from his most recent coaching role at the end of 2025, his standing as one of the most famous British footballers of his era keeps him firmly among the wealthiest names in the game. Ronaldo Nazario, the Brazilian legend often called the original Ronaldo, rounds out the top 10 with a fortune estimated at around $160 million. A two-time World Cup winner, once nicknamed the Phenomenon, he was among the most electrifying forwards the game has ever seen, starring for Barcelona, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, and AC Milan. His peak-era wages and a reported lifetime sponsorship deal with Nike worth around $180 million built the core of his wealth. Since retiring, he has turned his attention to club ownership, buying a controlling stake in the Spanish club Real Valladolid and later a major share of a Brazilian team. He sold the Brazilian stake in 2024 for a healthy profit. Decades after dazzling the world with his speed and skill, Ronaldo Nazario has remained a significant figure in football, this time as an owner and businessman rather than a player.